Hi, I'm Dan Winter, and we're here in South France at the Chapel de Saint-Étienne de Villeras near Saint-Cyprien. And we wanted to do a short little lesson in geobiology here. This is just an updated from, we've been talking about geobiology all these years. And here we have an interesting example. So the chapel is behind me, you can see it over there, and we're going to go see it in a moment. But I wanted to tell you how we discovered where the magnetic lines are still alive and where they've been killed and why, remembering that that is the magnetic life of the land. So we were walking through here and we first came upon that tree right over there. I don't know if you can see it. It's got a low forked branch directly that way. So there's a low forked branch. Now in dowsing or geobiology terms, it's called a blind spring, where the upwelling magnetic current of the land just underneath that tree was so great that the tree was forced to branch low, indicating that it's called a blind spring or a vertical component, or JED, in the magnetic geobiology of the telluric current there. And the extreme of that, which points to where the line exists, which wonderful life here. I'm going to walk slowly this way now. Here's the magic spot. So we walked from there. I had a clue. I was drawn over here and I felt the magic. And as I walk to the magic spot, you need to be close so the sound is good. So as I walk to the magic spot, my hair stands up. It's so magic, it's fabulous. So here, now I'm standing directly in the magic spot. Gotta come close here, the sound won't be good here. Okay, so the magic spot, actually, I can actually hear a little bit of an echo here. Not only is my hair standing up, and my, as Teresa says, check how much Dan's hair stands up, you measured life force. Well, my hair is standing up here, like here, literally right now. This is the incredible, magic, wonderful, and you can see why. The growth force under this tree was so great, the blind spring JED magnetic line was so great when the magnetic lines cross and they conjugate and they embed longitudinal, and the vertical component called the blind spring or JED is so great, the tree is forced to branch very low. And this has created a cocoon of charge which is so full of life. It's just fabulous. But, and now here's the but. This is the sort of sadness of today's geobiology, the ignorance, unfortunately, of what's killed the magnetic lines and therefore the life of the area. You see, you can get an idea where the magnetic life came from here. We've got a line of forked low trees, and there's a whole line of trees here. But the magnetic line that wanted to come from here, unfortunately, this tree, I can feel magnetism is not happy. And the line that was here is being killed. And here's how the magnetic life of this land is dying. We do need to understand this. Look over here. So here's this metal fence, which is absolutely disastrous to anything alive in magnetic. We got two metal fences, and then of course the whole area has been taken over by these sinful metal greenhouses. So the magnetic life of the area, sadly, is being killed. And so now we're going to just going to take a pause here. We're going to take a walk to the chapel, and we're going to see where this problem has climaxed. So we pause. Okay, second part on Intro to Local Geobiology. We're at Saint Etienne's Chapel here near Saint-Cyprien. So now we're closer to the chapel, and we're getting to see what happened and why the magnetic life of this land, unfortunately, is dying. So the magic tree we're at is just up this row, and you can see that this tree here has a fork in it too. But sadly, you can see that this tree is probably dying. Okay, this tree looks bad, actually, and the tree on the other side of it is dying as well, and there's other bad news nearby. So why? And we just walked into the chapel. The chapel should be beautiful, and actually in that chapel, unfortunately, mostly what you feel is death. So the question is why? What killed it? Well, look right here. Come a little closer now. Here's the problem. So this probably was actually an ancient well. And what they put into the well is the electric substation, unfortunately. It says danger. So you can just feel, you can feel the death, unfortunately, radiating from here, which is put right in this magnetic line, right in line with the chapel. Tree dying, magnetic line dying. Basically, they put a poison pellet right into the center of the magnetic life of the area, and the magnetic field of that chapel is not doing well in the sacred space. So what's the physics? Why do these power stations kill the magnetic lines? Remember, the magnetic blood of the Earth, the telluric current measured nanoteslas, etc., is literally the river of the memories of the collective unconscious and all the good stuff we talked about, the negentropy that is Gaia, all the good stuff. And unfortunately, the opposite to that kind of capacitance, the dielectric constant of good resonance, the opposite is the metal transformer, the power station, which basically quenches all of the life force. So the people here, I mean, we don't want to pick on the French. The French really have a great tradition of honoring ancient traditions. But unfortunately, like in most countries, if they don't understand the science behind what made things spiritual, they end up actually destroying the spiritual life unconsciously because they don't understand the science. We must teach them the science. So this is so common around the world. You know, there's a metal cap on the chapel in Scotland. Roslin Chapel, they had metal on it, and they put metal wires and posts all over the Parthenon in Greece. And basically, all of the sacred sites of the planet are sacred for one reason, actually, because the magnetic lines can converge there, conjugate, embed longitudinal, and make sacred space where life force can propagate. So if we continue destroying the life force of our sacred space, what are we going to have left when we're running around the world looking for life force in sacred space? If we don't know what it is, we're going to kill it. So please teach your children how to feel the magnetic lines and how to respect the sacred space by not doing sins like this metal power space. So let's bless it as we walk away. And remember, the key is education. Blessings from South France. Talk soon. Bye-bye. So this is just a closing to see how beautiful this space is. You can hear the echo, the birds are happy, but the ecosystem around here is infringing on this sacred space because we haven't understood the rules of keeping sacred space sacred, which require understanding the science of magnetic life in the land. So let's appreciate the beauty of this old chapel, and in the process let's intend that our children will understand better how to keep the energy in our sacred spaces.